Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's going on, motherfuckers, man? Dude, we just got done fucking blasting one of your fucking tracks, man. That shit was fucking nuclear, dude. What the fuck, man?
We appreciate that, man. I was listening. You played the Inferno.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. So tell us, well, who all do we have on the line with us right now?
Well, my name's Craig. I'm the drummer for the band, and we should have John. I haven't heard him say anything yet, though. John is our singer.
Yeah, I'm here.
There he is. I hear him.
Awesome.
All right. So tell us, man, what the fuck is going on in the world of What Drives the Weak?
Currently, we're all trying to stay warm. Most of us don't have power. I'm the lucky one in the band that I only had lost power for like a day or so. John here, I don't think he's had power for, 8 or 9 days now?
I've had power for 9 days.
God damn, man. Where are you guys at? Where are you guys located at?
We're in eastern Kentucky. We're Grayson, Ashland area, about 30 minutes or so from West Virginia.
Gotcha, man. I'm down here in Tennessee, dude. I feel you, man. Fucking everything is covered in fucking ice and snow, dude.
Yeah, you're dealing with the same thing that we were, for sure. This has been a crazy storm.
So did they cut your power off like they did in Texas, or is it just fucking power lines going down?
In our area, it's just trees falling, man. Trees taking out the power lines. In John's particular situation, his neighbors have had power, but he had a tree fall right down in his backyard and hit his storage building and take out his power line straight to his house.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's just laying in the backyard.
So what are you guys doing to keep warm, man?
Well, a lot of it's just hanging out on the couch with blankets. John's probably a more interesting answer because I've had power for the last couple of days. So my heat's on. But what are you doing, John?
Well, we've got a gas fireplace, so we've been using that, but we're about out of gas. We're up here at the local high school right now. My wife's a teacher, so we're using her classroom as a warm spot with internet and power. That's how I'm able to do this.
Fuck. Yeah, man, for people out there listening that are like up in the north and Canada and fucking shit like that, man, they don't fucking realize, man, people down here, like the fucking our what do you call it? Our grid and shit, it's not set up for this kind of stuff down here, man. You know, like we don't have fucking plows and shit fucking ready to fucking handle this shit, man.
No, man. When I was a kid, I had some family that lived in Maine, and I spent a couple winters like hanging out with family up there. And my cousin, she would go to school when they would get like 2 feet of snow. Like it it doesn't stop them, but like an inch of snow in Kentucky and Tennessee, man, it's bad. So many trees fall and take down all our power grid. We're not built for that shit.
Hell yeah, man. All right, so about the music, man. Fucking like. This fucking record, dude, is fucking badass, dude. I love it, man. It's fucking brutal as fuck. Tell us about it, man. How did you guys exactly, as far as this record is concerned, how did you go about the recording process for it?
Do you want me to do this one, John, or do you want to take it over?
No, man, it's all yours. Go for it.
All right. So Lightbringer is the name of the album you're talking about. We've been a band for a long time. We actually, the band originally formed about 2008. By 2012, we had released an album. I wasn't even a part of that album. Actually, I shouldn't say we. But John and Jordan, who is our one of our current guitar players, they were, kind of the bones of the band. 2013, we ended up taking about a 4.5-year break. We all got back together at the end of 2017. Even with old members that we don't have in the band currently. And, we're all still friends, but everybody just lived too far apart to make it work. So we ended up looking for a couple new people. Now we've got Jared and Brandon. But in regards to the writing of the album, Brandon had joined the band. We started work on Lightbringer in 2018. We went and played a couple festivals. We got the album written over, the last 4 or 5 months of 2018. In 2019, we got everything ready for the studio. We went to the studio at 1776 Recordings was where we recorded the album. It's in it's in Florida. What's the city, John? Fort Myers. Yeah, sorry, Fort Myers, Florida. It's with Chris Whitehead, which if you guys are listening, you probably listen to metal. So Body Snatcher is a pretty big band, or an up and coming band these days. Chris plays drums for Body Snatcher. So we went and stayed with him and recorded our album up there over the course of about 9 days. And yeah, we ended up releasing the album. Survive was the first single on the album. It came out about 2 weeks before we actually released the album, and that came out on March the 13th of 2020. And March 16th, they shut down the whole country and ruined every plan we had made for the whole year. So we're still trying to recover from that.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I gotta ask you about the fucking album art, dude, because that's one of the things that fucking drew me in right away, dude. Fucking, I love the fucking album cover, dude. It's got this fucking demon fucking coming up out of the fire, dude, and he's fucking breathing flames on what looks like a crucifix or some shit. What can you tell us about that?
You take that one, John.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess the original idea I had for the album art was a little bit different, but the guy that did the art is Darren Baldwin. He owns Glorious Glorification Design. He's the guy that we go to for absolutely all of our art needs and whatnot. He's been great to us over the years. And I got with him, and I was just thinking, man, I want something absolutely badass, and here's my vision for it. And then one day, before I had got around to paint him and stuff like that, we'd only talked a little bit about it, but not too detailed or whatever. I was scrolling through his Instagram, and I saw that he had a couple of pre-made things done, and this demon that's on our album artwork, he actually had that as a shirt design. And I was like, oh shit, that's a really fucking cool design. I wonder if he could translate that design into a piece of album art. So I went ahead and bought the design off of him, and he went in and converted the shirt design to an art design. And it went through several different color stages before we got to this fiery looking, like fire wings, and then him holding up the little dude eating him. And I don't know, I just thought that was really badass, and everything, it fit with the album, it fit with the title. It worked really well together, so that's the route we went.
Fuck yeah, man. And I gotta ask you, how did you get in contact with Misanthropic fucking Records, dude?
So Brandon in our band has actually been friends with Eric for quite a while now. Our story with Eric is actually really funny because him and Brandon had kind of hit it off and become friends, I don't know, somewhere in early 2018 probably. And he kept wanting to help us. And at the time we had a bunch of stuff going on, and there were several things that he had offered to us just as like a, hey, if you guys want to get on this show, or, want to do this or do that, like, this is an opportunity I could get to you. And we ended up basically turning down everything that Eric did. And Eric got mad at us one day, and he told Brandon how mad he was that we were just like refusing all of his help. And we were signed to another label at the time, and the label just didn't work for us, man. We basically paid for everything. They didn't do any sort of promotion or any of the things that a band needs. And I'm sitting here, I've known Eric at this point. We've already made up. We're friends again. I'm seeing Eric work for these bands, and Eric has done nonstop work for so many bands, and a lot of them, and I'm probably going to piss a few people off saying this, a lot of people he's helped a lot really don't appreciate how much he's done for them. And I was looking at this as an outsider, man. We ended up falling out with our label, and we were looking for somebody to help us. And this whole time Eric's been trying to help, and he's nonstop, man. He doesn't stop working. So we decided, hey man, we're just gonna go with who we know. We know Eric will work with us, and we know Eric appreciates us, and we appreciate him. And we've been on the label now for several months. I want to say it's about 6 or 8 months that we've been signed with Misanthropic. and it's been really good for the bands. We've had a lot of opportunity pop up and had a lot of promotion and things that we've never had before. So I encourage anybody that's looking into signing with the label to reach out to Eric if you think that you can cut it, because he is the man.
Yeah, he is fucking cool, man. He is fucking persistent as fuck too, man. I'll tell you, dude. I know, man. It's like
Sure.
He's been emailing me fucking for a while now, dude. And fucking he's actually got a show now on our station, as a matter of fact. Fucking
yeah.
He kept on about it, man. It was like, dude, what the fuck? I was like, man, come on, man, fucking let's do this shit, man, fucking. But yeah, dude, he's fucking cool, motherfucking people, man. Fucking definitely works hard, man. Fucking, I like him, dude. I like him. I'm glad.
Yep.
I'm glad he sent you guys our way too, man, because I fucking dig it, man. I totally do, man.
I appreciate that, man. We put a lot of work into the album, and it kind of sucks that it got released the way it did, because we've never really been able to play any shows in support of the album. Hopefully that's going to change this year, and we're going to be able to get back into some clubs. But yeah, man, we're glad you appreciate it, man. We're glad you like the album.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, so I got some questions for you coming in from the fucking people in the chat room, man. Cameron Landers wants to know, what's the first album you guys bought?
You go first, John.
Well, oh man, first album I bought. Damn, dude, I don't know if I can answer that question. The first album I ever bought, or ever bought as an adult.
Yeah, dude, the first record you ever bought, man.
Oh my god, I don't know if I want to answer this question now, to be honest.
Michael Jackson.
No, I think it was like a Britney Spears album.
Oh shit! No wonder you didn't want to say.
Yeah.
Mine was the Beastie Boys. I got the one that's got Intergalactic on it. I can't remember the name of the album.
Oh yeah, man. Next question. Lady Red wants to know, what do you prefer, bath oils or essential salts?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't pamper myself enough to know the answer to this for reals. I would say the salts, man. I mean, as long as you keep them away from your face, you're not going to eat somebody's face off like a movie.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to say salts as well.
All right, salts it is, man. She also wants to know, what do you prefer, boxers or briefs, or nada?
I'm gonna say boxer briefs.
Right? I'm right there with you, man. It's the comfort of a boxer with the support of a brief.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's nice, and it cups everything nice and well, and everything holds together the way it's supposed to. I'm going to have to go with boxer briefs.
You can't beat it, dude. That's what I fucking wear too, man. Fuck. All right, next question. Cameron wants to know, what are your favorite drummers?
Oh, I guess, John, do you have favorite drummers? Because I've got a whole bunch I could just spout off right now.
I've got a few. I've got Alex Grind from Despise Icon, and I don't know his name. I don't remember people's names very well, but Fit for an Autopsy's drummer, and then you got the drummer from A Virgin's Crown. So those are mine.
So being a drummer, historically, I was drawn into guys like Vinnie Paul and Joey Jordison from Slipknot and all that kind of stuff. But as I've gotten more into like deathcore, I appreciate drummers like there's a guy named Bryce Butler that we're buddies with. He actually helped us with some of the drum engineering on our album. He plays for Shadow of Intent right now. Of course, Chris Whited is an awesome drummer. He's super underrated as a drummer. You should check out Body Snatcher if you want to hear some of his stuff. Shit, man. There's so many good drummers out there that it's hard to nail it down to just one. But if I was going to say my personal favorite all-time drummer was Vinnie Paul, because there's just never been anybody that played with the kind of power that he did rhythmically. I mean, sure, he's not technically the fastest drummer that ever lived, but is that really all that matters, you know?
Dude, he was fucking bad fucking ass, man. Rest in fucking peace, man. Fuck.
Yeah. And I played in a band a long time ago that actually played a show with Hell Yeah, and we got to meet him, and he was one of the nicest dudes I've ever met in my life, dude. It We did shots. We did a shot for Dimebag in his bus. We did shots of Grand Crown and Coke.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about right there, man. Yeah. He always seemed like a fucking cool fucking dude, man. I've never met him myself, but he always seemed like a fucking cool fucking laid back dude, man.
Well, that's definitely true. He was one of a kind, that's for sure.
Cameron's a drummer too himself. He says drums don't require electricity, and you generate your own body heat. So I guess that's cool in this fucking cold fucking weather. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's a great point, man. You warm yourself up playing, and you can piss off your neighbors without power. So,
fuck yeah, hell yeah. Vicky wants to know, what do you prefer, bubble baths or showers?
A bubble bath is an occasion. A shower is every day. So if I'm having a rough day, a bubble bath's the way to go. If it's just I need to wash my ass, shower time it is.
Why not both?
Hell yeah. She also wants to know, do you know how to rub two sticks together? I don't know what the fuck that means.
I mean,
like to make a fire?
I guess. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I guess fucking with the fucking with the cold. Do you know how to start a fire like that?
I understand the concept, but I've never done it.
I don't think I have the patience for that shit.
I've seen it on TV, man, but I've never tried it myself. I don't fucking know, man. Probably be fucked. Fucking
yeah.
Give me some lighter fluid and a fucking lighter, man.
Yeah.
Next question: how many instruments can you play?
I'm strictly drums, man. I never got into anything else, and it's not because I don't want to. I don't think I have that skill set. I've sat down and tried to play guitar, and I feel like if I put a lot of effort into bass, I could probably pick up bass. But drums is all I can play. John can play a few instruments, though.
I started off playing drums back in the day, and when I realized I sucked ass, I quit doing that. And then I picked up screaming, and then I've always saying I play bass, and I know the basic chords on guitar, but that's about as far as it goes.
Hell yeah. Another question, would you guys ever like to come play in Canada?
Oh, fuck yeah. I've always wanted to go to Canada. I don't know about John, but that's where
I've been to Canada. I had a bad experience in Canada. I got chased by the police up there once because I didn't know how to pay for a meal at the Hard Rock.
Wait,
oh my God.
Wait, what? Tell us about that, man.
I went up to Canada with a youth group back when I was in middle school or something like that. I'm not sure. And I was out of money at that point, and me and my buddy had split a meal together. We were kind of like eating off the same plate because we were broke. And I didn't know that, here in America, sometimes you can lay down your money on the table on your ticket. The waiter will come and grab your ticket, and that's your payment. Well, there, apparently, if you do that, it's considered a tip or whatever, and we weren't to that point yet. We hadn't paid yet, so how can we tip you if we haven't paid for our meal yet? And I guess our waiter took that as a tip, but we'd never technically paid for our meal, and we didn't know what to do, and we were scared, so we ran. And I don't know if you've ever seen a fat guy run, but I ran maybe 2 miles before I was comfortable stopping and looking back, and I was like, oh shit, I'm going to jail in Canada.
Dine and dash.
Pretty much. I didn't know what else to do. I panicked.
Hell yeah. I've done that before too myself, man, when I was a kid, dude. Fucking but there was actually no reason or rhyme or reason for me to do it, just fucking being stupid and young.
Yeah.
Hey, it happens, man. Another question. Secret Weapon wants to know, any disasters on stage, and did you ever go to jail while on tour?
I'll go first on this one. We never went to jail, period. So I'm lucky there. And I say that honestly. There's several times I probably should have. As for disasters on stage, this was actually in a different band, but we were playing a show at a local festival here. It's like a radio sponsored event. They get like these big, kind of butt rocky sort of bands to come in and play. And we ended up playing with Seether that year. But we get up on stage, we're doing our thing. Halfway through the set, the drum throne that I'm setting on just decides that it's going to break. So the seat that I'm on just drops, and I have to like immediately try to stand up and get my bearings and play through the song, which somehow I managed to do. And the band that was going on after us were friends of ours, and the drummer just happened to see everything happen, and he grabs his throne, runs over, and gives me his drum throne and kicks mine out of the way. And I'll never be able to thank him enough for that. But that's probably the worst thing I've ever had happen. At the same show, we were actually on the river. We were playing on like a boat to an amphitheater. And our bass player went to go put his foot up on the amp, and he accidentally kicked a power strip off into the river and cut sound to the whole right side of the stage. So that was all pretty bad.
Dude, you're so lucky that your throne did not go up your ass when that happened.
Oh, I know. I've thanked the Lord every day.
Next question. Who taps the most groupies?
Jordan.
Jordan's the only one that can.
Yeah, man. All of us have girls. We're all committed dudes. But Jordan is the single man in the group, and he's the one that probably gets around the most.
Next question, Secret Weapon wants to know, does the drummer ever toss his sticks to the crowd for a souvenir? You know what? Sometimes, if I've just bought sticks and I have a bunch of leftovers, of course, I'm endorsed with a company, but I still have to pay for them. So I don't make enough money usually to just throw them away. But I have done it before. Like if I buy a brick of sticks, whatever sticks I play that night for the show, I'll toss out just because they're probably getting old or whatever. But, yeah, I'll do that occasionally. And if somebody wants one, they just got to ask me anyway. Hell yeah. So, for all the gearheads out there that want to fucking know, because I know they're listening, man, what kind of equipment were you guys using when you recorded this record?
So, the guitars were, let's see, Jordan did all of his guitar work through a Kemper amp. What kind of guitar does he have, John? Was it a Schecter at the time?
Yeah, he was using the Schecter.
He had a Schecter. I think it's a Platinum series or something. It's like the higher end Schecter guitar. Yeah, Brandon uses Jackson basses. We did direct input on the bass through the Kemper on the album. The drums, I use Pearl drums, Trick hardware, Sabian cymbals, all of that good stuff.
Hell yeah. Now, as far as the songs that are on this record, can you give us a breakdown of like what some of the lyrical content is about?
John.
Yeah, the Inferno, I believe that was played earlier. It's actually about Dante's Inferno, the Divine Comedy, also a video game, the off-brand God of War for Xbox. And it's just a short run through of that. Survive, our single, it's mostly about the band and the long break that we had between 2013 and 2018, and how, no matter what someone puts in our way or whatever type of obstacles we get, we're always going to come back and survive through all that stuff. Suffering in Silence is about overcoming anxiety. I know I have it. Some of my other band members have it. Lightbringer is basically... Lightbringer is kind of a weird one for me. It's like a type of a religion-based song, I guess. It's more like views of some of us put together, I guess. But that one's kind of hard to explain without going on to this huge rant, I guess. Basically, in short terms, I could just say that it's about not seeing eye to eye with certain aspects of certain religions, I guess. But yeah, man, that's really about it. I mean, agony and apathy, that's just basic human suffering, and how to overcome that, I guess, and just dealing with the needless day-to-day bullshit that people put in front of you, and you're just like, I don't know, you're pissed off about it, and you're just trying to overcome that, but it's really hard because other people are being assholes and bringing you down all the time, and that's really what Lightbringer is. It's just a compilation of all these different human emotions that you're trying to get through, and I guess it can touch base with a bunch of different people. That's kind of why I wrote it like that, so everybody could be like, oh yeah, I kind of relate to that.
Hell yeah, man. Fuck yeah. All right, next question. Later Ed wants to know, hot tubs or saunas, while nude or in towels?
I feel like nude in the hot tub's the way to go. I don't want to sit around naked with my bros in the sauna.
I mean, I kind of do. I don't know, man. I prefer hot tubs, but I like saunas too. Why not both?
You know what?
Both at the same time. Why is it so far-fetched to not put a hot tub in a sauna? I mean, come on, that would be cool, right? That's the best of both worlds.
Yeah,
Here's a good point.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, like, what the fuck? You know, it's not that different. All right. Back to the music. As far as like your influences and stuff go, what really got you into fucking playing metal when you were young?
For me, like, I started playing drums when I was in roughly 7th grade, and I had a friend that had got into the school band, and he was a metalhead friend of mine. He was the kid that like showed me Slipknot for the first time. And, you know, back in 1999 or whatever, when Slipknot first came out, they weren't like anybody else. And when he told me that they had 3 drummers, I was all about that shit, man. I was like, man, this band has 3 drummers. Me and my buddy could both be in this band. And basically I picked up drums because of that. But, you know, I hear new stuff all the time that inspires me in different ways. Like, music today is pretty crazy, man. People go in all kinds of directions, and there's really no like walls on what people can do, and that's really cool to me.
Well, I guess for me, it's I was playing drums in a goth metal band back around the same time Craig was playing in his other band, and well, I guess you could call it more goth rock. It was more like a Lacuna Coil, Evanescence feel or whatever. And that was about the time that I started really getting into the heavier stuff. Before that, I was listening to like bands like Godsmack and Static X and stuff like that. And about that time, I started picking up some metalcore stuff like Absolutely Dying and Bleeding Through and whatnot. And then I walked into Hot Topic one day and I heard this gnarly sound coming over the CD player I guess they had. And I was like, man, what is that? That was absolutely nasty. Like, what the fuck? And I'd asked the cashier, and she was like, "Oh, that's Suicide Silence." And I was like, "Oh, holy shit, this is so heavy." I guess that was my introduction to deathcore, and it's just been history ever since. It's just that's what got me into it right there. Was that one moment in Hot Topic?
Fuck yeah. What's your opinion on Marilyn Manson's fucking current fucking the whole thing going down right now?
So I'm mixed on it, man. Honestly, like, part of me doesn't want to believe Manson would do it. Part of me believes that Manson could definitely be the type of personality that would do it. It does suck that we don't have anything to go on other than the word of somebody. But at the same time, if it's true and you're saying that the person's a liar, that's a whole different scenario. So, honestly, man, I mean, I just cross my fingers and hope that it can be proved that he's innocent. But if he's guilty of it, man, he deserves whatever punishment comes to him.
I agree.
Yeah, dude, the cancel culture fucking thing going on right now is fucking insane, man. Like, you say one wrong thing, and it's just like, boom, dude. I
mean, that's true, man. Cancel culture is definitely I mean, it's for better or worse. There are some situations that I feel like people do need to be canceled completely, and we do need to forget they ever existed. But and a lot of times, especially today with Twitter and all the stuff that people can do anonymously on the internet, cancel culture has kind of gone too far in a lot of ways.
It's scary, man. Cancel culture, people will get on your Facebook and shit, and we'll go back years and years and years, before, let's just say a band, before a band that even started or whatever, and they'll go back decades or whatnot and fucking find one thing that you said sometime or whatever, and they'll bring that to light now and be like, you said this back in 2003, and so that means you're this way now. And it's like, dude, I'm fucking, what the hell? I don't know. You just got to be. I don't know. So I think cancel culture is just it's gone way too far.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. My personal opinion, I don't get it. Not one shred of fucking evidence yet. Fucking anywhere. Just fucking hearsay. I mean, we just watched fucking George Floyd fucking get killed on fucking on Facebook and YouTube and shit, live,
Yeah.
If you can videotape that, why can't you videotape anything else? I mean, everybody's got fucking cell phones nowadays, I'm not trying to say that fucking, I understand, man. Some victims of abuse fucking definitely maybe living in different circumstances, and maybe they didn't have access to it. I don't know. But that seems fucking crazy, man.
It does, man. But I think something that's important to keep in mind on that discussion is people that are victims of abuse, a lot of times don't realize they're being abused until they're out of that situation and looking back on it. Narcissists we've all been with somebody in our life that was, a narcissist or crazy.
Toxic.
Yeah, just a toxic personality. And a lot of times when you're with somebody like that, you think you've got something that you really don't have, and you will act a certain way, to keep that person happy, or because you're afraid that person would find out. And you don't even realize how fucked up that is until you don't have to worry about that sort of thing anymore. So, I mean, at one point, yeah, I would love to see some sort of proof that this did happen. But at the same time, so many people have come out, particularly against Manson, and had similar stories. I mean, not just his girlfriends, ex-band members and stuff. Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit said that people are crazy if they don't think that he did it. He's like, I seen this personally, but they're not going to record the guy. I mean, that's a quick way to get kicked out of a band, But
at the same time, if he, I don't know, I don't really like Manson particularly. It's never been my style of music or whatever. But, if he actually did do the things that people are saying that he did, then fuck him. Who cares?
I mean, something similar happened in the deathcore scene last year with C.J. McCreery. He was the vocalist for Furniture, and he had some girlfriends come out and basically say, hey, he did all this really fucked up stuff to me while we were together. And she showed, text messages and all this stuff, and had proof to back up what she was saying. And man, he got canceled. I don't know where that dude's at anymore.
Yeah, he dropped off the face of the earth. He tried to apologize and just gone. No one believed him. He fabricated everything. I can't say that for sure. It's not like I have proof, but it just seems like a really convenient time for him to come in and be like, oh, because he disappeared for months, and then he came back with an apology and all this fabrication excuses and whatnot. It's like, yeah, it seems like you had enough time to make all that shit up, because, where have you been the last so many months? And that's the thing about cancel culture is, one person in a band could do something terrible, and they'll cancel the entire band. No, don't cancel the whole band. Lorna Shore's a fantastic band. His bandmates had nothing to do with that. His band members, as soon as they found out about it, kicked him out. Don't make the whole band suffer for the action of one piece of shit.
Right. Hell yeah, man. Next question. Megan wants to know, what are your favorite horror movies and TV shows growing up?
You can go first, John.
Oh, man, I love horror so much. It's all my life is consisted of. I listen to fucking horror stories all day when I'm at work and shit. But growing up, Are You Afraid of the Dark on Nickelodeon was badass. So was Goosebumps. And, oh, God. I know that this movie is not technically a horror movie, but as a child, when you first see it, it scared the shit out of you. But Congo scared the shit out of me when I was little. I remember one scene in particular. There's a big giant white monkey just comes down this corner, and it looked like a brain. I'm not really sure what it was, but threw this brain at this dude, and that gave me nightmares for months. Scream fucked me up too. Scream scared me when I was little. Stuff like that, man. I love horror.
I'm the slasher band. I mean, Jordan arguably is right there with me, and Jared's kind of there too. We're all slasher fans, man. I've got Friday the 13th tattoos. I've got Freddy Krueger tattooed on the back of my leg.
Hell yeah.
My favorite horror series, and it's arguable even really that it's horror, but Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, even the Dead remakes, all of that shit is my jam. Same kind of shows John was talking about. I watched all that stuff as a kid too. But man, I love horror movies. If it's a crappy like slasher movie, I don't care what it is, I'll watch it.
Oh yeah. What about those Glenn Danzig movies? Have you watched those yet?
I've not seen them. Brandon probably has. Brandon's a huge Danzig fan.
Dude, I love him, man. I haven't seen the movie yet though. Like I've been meaning to, man. I need to.
Well, I definitely ought to check it out. I don't know anything about it, to be honest with you.
Same.
All right, next question. Carl wants to know, what is your most epic performance?
I think for me, with What Drives the Week, it's definitely probably Michigan Metal Fest was one of the coolest shows I've ever played. We got invited to be up there when it was 2018 was the year we played, and the headliners that year were Lorna Shore and Whitechapel. That was an awesome show. Like, we started on a second stage and kind of went on with a few people watching us, but by the end of our set, man, we had so many people over there. The sound was great. All the bands were cool. Yeah, that was probably my favorite show.
Man, I think some of my favorite shows that I played personally with What Drives the Week have been local shows at a venue called Bagby. It was just a house, and we played in a living room, and we would pack upwards of 200 to 300. One night we had 450 people packed into this little tiny house, and man, people would punch holes in the walls, throw shit. One night the ceiling or the ceiling fan got ripped out of the ceiling. Like, I'm always the guy that ran sound at that venue, and I'd have bands like knock down my sound gear and shit. Not saying that I like that sucked, but yeah, man, those shows were so fun. It was all super close quarters. There was no stage. The crowd was right up in your face. Just really high energy.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of doing one show with the band at Bagby, and it was fucking awesome. It was one to remember.
Hell yeah. Next question for the drummer. What kind of drum kit do you play?
I've got a Pearl Masters. I actually bought it off Chris Body Snatcher. It was his old tour kit, and if you go back and watch the first Body Snatcher video that he's in, he's actually playing my kit. It's an awesome kit, man. He cut me a great deal on it. Prior to that, I was playing a nicer Pearl Export kit. But yeah, I'm using the Pearl Masters now. I've got trick double pedals. All my hardware, honestly, like cymbal arms and stuff like that, are all kind of mixed up because I've had several different kits over the years. But all Sabian cymbals, with the exception of my Wuhan China.
Fuck yeah. Another question, any ghostly haunted venues that you've come across?
Ooh, not me personally.
Yeah, there was one down in Inez. We played it a long ass time ago. I don't even remember how long ago it was. It was before the breakup, probably like 2010 or something like that. There was always something going on in there. We played another one. Oh shit! It was in a warehouse in Cincinnati. That show sucked, but dude, lights would flicker and shit. I know it's a little lighthouse, or a warehouse, so you obviously the lights are gonna flicker, but you'd hear like people behind you talking and shit, and like you hear stuff falling off and shit. It's just like, man, and you're alone most of the time. I remember we had just got the drum kit rolled in, and it was a show with the Crimson Armada and Miss Maya before they got big. But we had just got the drums loaded in, and I was fucking around with my mic and shit and trying to figure out where all my stuff was. And I just kept hearing like little nicks and shit all around me. And then I turn around, I just see this bottle fall off of a shelf, and I'm like, motherfucker. Of course I have to walk in this haunted place. I'm standing here by myself. It's just fuck.
Hell yeah. All right, well, I'm about out of questions for you guys. Is there anything else you want to let your fans know, man?
Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to us and asking all kinds of cool questions. We are in the midst right now of preparing to record the follow-up to Lightbringer. We're going to go to the same studio, work with the same guy. We've got some of the heaviest fucking material we've ever written. And I know everybody says that, but I swear to God, when you hear it, you're going to understand. Man, we just appreciate everybody. Come check us out on all of our social media. Like and share our songs. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora. If it's a streaming service and you pay for it, or even if you get it for free, more than likely we're on it. We've got a YouTube channel that's got our whole album uploaded that you can listen to for free if you want to check it out. And we've got if you come to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/WhatDrivesTheWeakOfficial, you can come give us a like. We've got links to our merchandise pages. We've got all kinds of cool merchandise. Goes back to Eric, man. He helped us get set up with our merch right now. So we've got all kinds of fucking merchandise to sell. If you guys want to check it out, we would appreciate it, and every bit helps, man. We're going to hopefully have a new album for you guys later this year, and we're going to have a music video for you soon.
Fuck yeah, man. All right, well, before I let you guys go, I got to get you to make us a station tag, all right?
You got it, man.
All right, whenever you're ready, say something like, "This is What Drives the Weak," and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
This is What Drives the Weak, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Fuck yeah. All right, man. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to blast some more fucking What Drives the Weak for these motherfuckers so they can go fucking crazy, all right?
Hell yeah.
All right, man. Well, thanks a lot for taking the time to talk to us, dude. And
anytime, man.
Hell yeah, man. We're going to crank it the fuck up, dude.